So this is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for Game Boy Color. Much different than your standard Harry Potter games. Obviously, with being on RPG Limit Break here, it's a turn-based RPG, not your standard action platformer. Before we start, just wanted to say I'll try my best to read chat as much as I can. There will be parts I do have to focus a little bit, so if you have questions about anything, feel free, but I'm going to try to explain myself as much as I can too. My name's KonceptioN2, by the way. Alright, I think we're about ready. So let me get here. Here we go. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Welcome to the 16-bit glory. Alright, so our instant difference from the book, obviously, is we skip right to Diagon Alley where things start to get interesting, and we get our wand here from a garden gnome. You'll notice very quickly that the sprite for Harry that moves has glasses but no eyes. So that was pointed out to me when I just ran this game at ESA Winter a week or so ago. Very interesting stuff. Thank you for the good luck, Skyward. Much appreciated. Alright. So we come to our first kind of decision of the game here, which is we have these card combos that we have to use. We get a choice of 4 here, and we're going to be very specific and choose this blue one, as we can use some card combos early on in the game, but I'll get more into that when we get a little closer. Alright, and then he's going to walk away. We're going to get a potion down below for some safety here. Just going to take a little walk past all these shops. Actually, we're going to grab our first card while we're here, which is just hidden in this corner. Exit. Not necessarily a card game, but it does use card combos as a feature of the game. Alright, so now we got our potion, we got one of our cards that we're going to use. We're going to head over to Gringotts to get paid. I hope so too, Skyward, I hope so too. This game, and I heard someone mention this game, it's not obscure in title, but it is obscure in running. The leaderboard is very shallow. Only 9 people have ran it total, and there's 1 or 2 active runners, I would say, depending on what you think. But there's not very many. So I'm gonna save here real quick, just for a little safety. And we hit our first encounter right away. We're trying to hit as few encounters as possible here. And a lot of times in Gringotts, for whatever reason, they double spawn encounters. I don't exactly know why. Thanks, Palmer. Sorry if I jumped the gun a little bit there for you. Just excited to go. I love this game so much, so I'm just excited to get going. Yeah, so we're making our way up to our vault here. Like I said, hopefully hitting as few encounters as we possibly can before we encounter a boss up here, which is, you can see the encounters, these little blue fogs. You'll see a very big blue fog coming up, which is our boss fight. So we're actually going to save right before that as well, because this sets up a very important glitch for the game. Alright, so this is who I like to call Chuck. Chuck is a big rat. He's got a couple small rats. We're going to take them out first. Luckily, they don't want to hit us, which is great for us. Makes it a little easier. This is Game Boy Color. So we're just gonna weaken him down with this Vermilius spell. He's gonna hit us one more time here. We're gonna heal up. And we actually do a little glitch there called the enemy attack skip. Whenever we flee or use an item, if we press A on a specific frame, we can actually skip our enemy's turn. So he doesn't get a chance to attack. It only works on fleeing and using an item, and only works on villains who are solo there. There are 2 games of Harry Potter on Game Boy Color. Alright, so we're going to go here. Now it is very important, we're going to get a little cutscene here with Hagrid and our money and whatnot. It's very, very important that we do not hit another encounter. Actually, if we hit another encounter, I'm going to have to restart from the boss fight going forward. Just do a quick reset, because it is very important to set up a glitch later on, so we got to keep it free. Alright, so I'm going to be playing it a little bit cautious. You're going to see me stop at points and see where things spawn, kind of like that. Just playing it a little bit safe. In a PB attempt of this game, this is a very reset heavy part. Because we want to get no encounters, and obviously if we hit any, we're kind of doomed. So we end up resetting a lot during this part. But in a marathon, this game is actually relatively safe, quote unquote. I hate saying it. You also notice I'm hugging the top walls here, which shrink my hitbox from getting hit by encounters. But we made it out alive. There's one other little tiny part where we could hit an encounter, so I'm going to be careful around there, but otherwise we're good to set up a glitch that we're going to do pretty quickly into the game. So we just gotta grab a card here. I got a little nervous because that NPC was starting to block me in, but we're good. You can hit an encounter right next to that barrel, which ruins everything, but we're good. Yeah, yep, this game came out in 2001, but it is a peak 90s, absolutely. Alright, so we're actually just going through our school shopping list, which we use almost none of the items we buy. We just have to do it to move on with the story. Alright, and we have to just stop in like 4 different stores here, that's all. We're gonna go down here. We already got the card in this shop. We gotta go over and buy our school books. This is just very basic stuff. Yeah, the goofy walking animation, you'll see that. I exploit that as much as I can by doing diagonal walking, and it is very strange. Alright, this is the last shop we have to be in, and actually is the shop we buy the most stuff in. Alright, we buy all that. Like I said, there's one item total that we use out of everything we just bought, but we have to check off the list in order to move on, so we only use this pair of gloves that we bought. Alright, but that's our shopping list. We're going to go talk to Hagrid, and we're going to set up the most important glitch in the game, which we call the frog glitch. So card combos work in this game as an extra like powerful attack. However, we don't use a card combo once during combat at all. We only use it to set up glitches. This game has an exploit where you can use your card combos outside of combat, and it creates very interesting effects. The reason why we couldn't hit an encounter after that boss fight is because our last encounter had to be that boss fight specifically for this glitch to work. So we're going to come down to our folio, and we're going to use a card combo here. You're going to see it's like we're in combat, but we're not. It even gives you the rewards. We're going to talk to this NPC, which causes this like palette swap or inverted colors, whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to walk over here. We're going to talk to Neville briefly. And that's going to set up our glitch. What's supposed to happen here is that we're supposed to have a fight with Draco, we meet up with Ron, you know, anything from the Trolley Deers classic movie scene. But we end up skipping all of that by talking to those NPCs in that particular lay, plus using the card combo. Now, like I said, this glitch is called the frog glitch, and you're about to see why, but I'm going to grab a potion just for safety. It should be fine. We actually already have one potion right now, which is usually all we need. Hey, come on. You'll notice the hitboxes are wild on this, too. And then we're in the lake, and we're just going to let an encounter hit us when it does. That one was pretty early. Voila, frog. Alright, so we're level 2 after our fighting our one encounter here. Alright, we set up this glitch with the frog. This frog is not supposed to spawn here, and you can actually see a little glitched enemy up near the top of the screen. This encounter is not supposed to happen, just in general. You can't fight a frog here, and who knows what that thing is up top. But you're going to see, using the card combo, talking to the NPCs on that train, all of that combines into a very interesting effect, which is that we just skipped from level 2 to level 99. Not quite at level 99. We actually have to duplicate that fight to get its rewards again. and now we are level 99. We're gonna equip those gloves real quick, and I wanted to check how many sickles I have to know when I should be shopping, which we're gonna have to do a late shop. And you're gonna notice that I'm pausing a lot here. When an encounter is about to come at me, I'm pausing and unpausing, which resets the location of the different enemies here. Ideally, we don't have to do that too much. It wastes about a second each time we do it, but you know what wastes more time? Fighting enemies. So we try to avoid it as much as we can. Gonna pause that one out of the way. Oh, didn't need to do that one. That's okay. Level 99 is better than level 2, oddly. Yeah, you have a lot more HP, a lot more magic. It does not increase the amount of spells you have. You still have to unlock spells as you would normally in the game. So we still only have the 2 spells we have currently. But we have about close to 800 health, and we have close to 900 MP, where we had 70 and, I don't know, 50 or something like that. Self-written code? I don't think so. That's a great question. I'm not particularly well aware of like what goes into the code of this game, to be honest. I've more focus on the running and the routing, but wow, I'm stuck there. I don't know why. Alright, I'm trying to squeak by them. That's weird. I've never been stuck there before. So yeah, we're walking through. You'll notice a theme in this game is that everyone abandons Harry very quickly. They just leave him standing there and then they walk off on their own. So we just have to basically figure this stuff out on our own. Again, hugging the top wall here to avoid encounters as much as possible. And we're gonna hug the top wall here to do the same thing, but it also skips a little Hagrid cutscene. We just walk right around it. And this will be our first fight that we're gonna do with our new level 99. This is a boss fight, the Knight. And we're just gonna hit him with the spell, look at our spell and magic power, and then boom, he's done. Over. Alright, and that's how that works. Alright, now we got a little cutscene action here where, you know, we put on this weird hat, it tells us where we live and all that. Again, a lot of this game is just watching people walk away from you. Expelliarmus, that is one spell we do not get in this game. Which makes sense, he doesn't really use it in the first movie or book. Yeah, this is a game that a lot of people, I've noticed a lot of people told me that they've played, but they, you know, not, you know, it's kind of one of those games like, oh, I forgot I played this until, you know, you see it. Hate to see Hagrid go, but love to watch him leave. Yeah. He's dummy thick for sure. And the abandonment issues, yep. Yeah, it's still an adventure-like game, but with the RPG elements. The combat kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy, except in this game, specifically, we don't get any, like, companions to help us. Harry takes it all solo. You know, like, even with Ron or Hermione, which are your friends, we don't get them to fight with us. They do in the Chamber of Secrets Game Boy Color game, but not in this one. Fun fact, that Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for Game Boy Color was the last Game Boy Color game released, in the West at least. This is for Game Boy Color. Yep, that's why that walk, yeah, he's shaking his head in disgust, absolutely. Alright, yeah, like I said, this is just a sorting ceremony. Apparently the only people that get sorted are Harry, Ron, and Hermione, who knew? They're the only ones that matter, I guess. And then now we get to walk a little bit freely through the castle. So, we're gonna set up a couple things here. So, we're gonna be hopping into a couple classrooms, and we're gonna be grabbing some herbs. This is just to make our herbology class later on a little easier. So we don't have to go around collecting herbs. We're gonna have pretty much all of them ready to go. So we're gonna hop in this classroom here. Got the wormwood, and then we're gonna leave. I'm gonna grab this for safety, though I don't think I'll need it, because we're gonna do late shopping anyway. You notice there, if you're walking and you interact with the objects, Sometimes you can get a glide off of it instead of the walking animation. You'll just kind of float. It doesn't do anything. It's pure swag, but it's fun to see. So we're just making our way up to the 7th floor where Gryffindor Tower is, but we are going to stop in one more classroom before we do to get another herb. Ooh, snuck by that one. You know how herbs are in the chalk. Anyways, so we're gonna walk towards the Gryffindor Tower, which is up here. And we're gonna talk to the flat lady, but oh no! Neglected again, Harry does not have the password to get in, so we gotta complete a mini quest in order to get that password. The game does not. One thing that's very interesting about this game is that, right, for example, take right now. We know we have to get a password to get in. The game does not tell you how to get the password. So, like, you have to just walk around and figure it out. Which makes this game kind of difficult casually, because unless you, like, really know the story, even if you really know the story, it doesn't particularly help. You just have to kind of talk to people and figure it out on your own. But since we know how it goes, I know I have to go down to this first floor, all the way back again, get that school tie, and then go talk to Nearly Headless Nick. Unfortunately, that tie does not spawn when we're down there the first time. It doesn't spawn until we talk to the fat lady, so of course the game likes to make us go to the top to only go all the way back to the bottom. Yep, that's the RPG creep for sure. Alright, I'll try my best with the swag. So we're gonna walk our way back up. Now, Nearly Headless Nick is on floor 6 right here, so we're gonna go talk to him. Basically, he needs the tie because it's awful drafty and his head falls off and whatnot, so we got him a tie to help keep it secure. Alright. Boom, now we can get in. Yeah, there's a lot of, I see people commenting on the different versions of this game. There are so many different versions. The Game Boy Color is different from the Game Boy Advance, which is different from the console, but I believe the console and the PC are the same? So there's at least 3 different versions of this game? Maybe 4, I don't know. How does a ghost use a tie? That's a great question. So, we are in our tower, we're gonna go right to sleep. It's been an exhausting day of helping ghosts and fighting frogs, so we're gonna go to sleep. And basically, these next segments are us going through our class schedule. We basically hit each class that we would take once. Starting with potions, which is the most, I would say, RNG heavy. This game only has a few elements of RNG, but where it matters, it really matters. So, for this one, the RNG elements come from getting potion ingredients, and we have to get them from fighting snakes. And it's just, you know, I don't know the exact percentage of how often they drop, but you can get them first try, you could get them 10th try. It's just kind of annoying that way. World record is 112.30. I am the second place holder. I have a 113.40. So we're gonna walk back down to this dungeon here and go into potions class. Now, I like to call this part Neville's very bad day. Notice how everybody's sitting down for class, right? This is day 1 of school, and Neville's just making potion? He's just making potion. I don't know, everyone else is sitting down. I don't know what's going on, and of course it goes badly because it's Neville, and it's day 1 of wizard school, and he's 11. So, like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. And then for some reason, Snape is like, Harry Potter, this is your fault. Go collect the ingredients we need to save him. Which, like, okay, I guess. Alright, so 2 of the ingredients luckily can be found in Snape's office adjacent to the classroom. One is just on his snake poster, you know, classic Snape there. The other are going to be in the encounters. Like I said, we got to fight snakes and get snake fangs. And we fight them in Snape's office because he has a lot of potential for snake encounters. So we just hope here with the drop of snake fangs, which we didn't get. So now we got to fight another one. There are some encounters that aren't snakes. Rip Alan Rickman, indeed. Nope, no snake fang. See, this is the RNG elements that we're talking about. See, here, and here's an encounter of no snakes. We're just waiting for encounters to pop, hoping there's snakes, and then killing them. Nope, no snakes. Alright. This is a 3-snake encounter. You'd hope you'd get it here. If you fight something that has three enemies in the encounter, like this, for example, then you'd have, like, 3 snakes. I have 3 opportunities for snake fangs instead of 1. I could get it 3 times even. You never know. But we only need 1 set. We still didn't get it. Interesting. This is also obviously a run killer if you're doing PB attempts. Of course, when I ran this at ESA last week or 2 weeks ago now, maybe, I got it first encounter. There we go. There's the snake fangs. Alright, so that's ingredient 2. We got the boom slang skin, the snake fangs, and we just have to walk outside the castle grounds to go get our beetle eyes. Those are located at Haggard's hut. Again, the game does not tell you this. You have to figure it out. You're also going to see us walk to Haggard's hut a ton, unfortunately. I think it's like 6 to 7 times we walk to Haggard's hut in this game. It's quite a bit. Yeah, the profile sprites in this game are some are interesting, to say the least. Haggard tells us he just sprayed for beetles in his garden, which is perfect for us. Though we only need 2 beetle eyes, and it looks like it comes with a set of 2, we have to get 2 separate things of beetle eyes. So luckily they are in the exact placement every time, so we just grab those, we make our way back up. Hagrid GBC does look beautiful, but he is no, PS1 Hagrid, Let's not get carried away. Hagrid PS1 is just perfection. And then, obviously, everyone's just sitting in class. Look at Ron over here on the right, looking bored. Sorry that your friend almost dying wasn't entertaining enough for you. But we did it. We saved Neville. And now we're going to move on to our next classes here, which are going to be flying and herbology. Oops. So we are going to walk down here, and we are going to grab another plant for herbology that we're going to need, which is in this chubby bush, weird sentence. And we're going to walk over here, flying classes in this portion. There we go. Remember how I said this is Neville's very bad day? You'll see why again in a second. Same day, within minutes, we just cured Neville being poisoned. Now we're gonna learn how to fly, and poor Neville can't control his broom. And waboom. That's a broken wrist. Yeah, Neville looked like he was fine. He's looking pretty sad right now, but he looked like he was fine when we walked back in with the potion ingredients. Rat Draco, he's a jerk. He stole the Remember All. Now we get a nice little side scroller here where we have to dodge from trees and catch Draco on the thing. I'm notoriously not great at this. I end up hitting plants all the time. But we're going to try our best here. Yep, there's one. I can't get out of it without hitting one. It's not a run for me if I don't hit one. Nope, we're gonna hit that one, and that one, and that one. There we go. There we go. Still not terrible. Even when you hit a tree like that, it doesn't waste a lot of time. Flitwick. Can't wait for Flitwick. You'll all see what that's like in a second. This is on Game Boy Color. Alright, so we're going to make our way over to Herbology now. We are going to stop before we get in and get one more plant. And then we actually have every plant we need for herbology besides one, but one of them doesn't unlock until after you start the class, so we have to wait. Ooh, went a little far down. So we got one more plant there. Geez, these encounters are after me. And then we're gonna enter herbology. Actually, I lied. One more here, and then we're gonna start it. We actually have every plant we need besides the one that spawns after we start the class. Alright. So, yeah, cutscene basically it's telling us, hey, I'm going to give you this ingredient encyclopedia. Go find these ingredients. Luckily for us, we've been gathering that the whole time. I think you need 6 plants, and we have 5 out of the 6, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Something like that. The last one is the mandrake root, which is very easy to get. It's just right here. And we just walk back in, and that's herbology's over, except we have to go get our reward from Snape. We take the ingredients we collected, and he gives us some potion recipes. Alright. So, this is just walking back on over to Snape's office. Yeah, 6 plants, that's what I thought. Yeah, PC version was definitely interesting. You can't get the mandrake root earlier because it does not spawn until after you start the class, unfortunately. Alright, so, where we jump over here, we talk to Snape. And this is the official ending of our herbology section. Now we're going to start Transfiguration, which you think would maybe be tough, and it's probably the easiest class. So you recall earlier, I equipped the gloves while we were in the lake, and that is for this part specifically. So what happens in Transfiguration here is that they transform something into a purple rabbit, but they lost the purple rabbit. It was a candle, and they turned into a purple rabbit. So of course, it's Harry's job to go find the purple rabbit. Now, the reason why we equip the gloves is if we don't have the gloves equipped and we click on the rabbit when we find it, you'll actually have to fight the rabbit. If you have the gloves equipped, though, and you click on the rabbit, you just pick it up. So you get to skip that whole thing. And luckily, it's not too hard to find. It's just outside the castle here. It's always in this like little square of area. It's RNG as to how close it is, but it's always in that little section. And then that's it for Transfiguration. We just gotta go turn it back in. Yep, Hogwarts, very safety conscious. You guys are absolutely right. Alright, next class is... Oh, it's just lovely. It's my favorite. It's Charms with Professor Flitwick. What we do for Charms, unfortunately, it's a memory game. If you remember in the books and in the book and the movie, what we do in our first Charms class is we start to learn Wingardium Leviosa. So what we do to learn Wingardium Leviosa in this game is a little, you could call it a dancing minigame, where we just have to mimic what Flitwick's movements are. And it's random every time, so you can't memorize a pattern. You just have to do it right, and it's just long. So you'll see. Here we go. I'm actually going to focus a little bit here so I don't mess this up. Alright, so that's only phase 1. We got to do that 2 more times, and they get longer each time. That's phase 2. Now we got phase 3. Last little bit here. Cool, we did it without screwing up. If you screw up, you get 3 chances to mess that up. But if you mess it up, you have to restart that little segment, and it just is so long. It just takes so long. But we got through it. I was petrified that I was gonna mess that up. Yeah, hitboxes are dumb. All right, but we get there. Yeah, it's I see Clefairy mini game. Yep. Yeah, it's frustrating and it's so long. So we're going to our next class, which is Defense Against the Dark Arts, with this professor named Quirrell. I'm pretty sure he's a good guy, but we get cursed by Peeves the Poltergeist on our way in because he hates us. And of course, you know, this being an all magical, you know, school with magical professors who have all kinds of knowledge, they say, "Man, that sucks. You better go find the cure." So we're poisoned. Every time it bleeps, we lose 1 HP here. And they're gonna make us find the cure ourselves. So we're gonna go do that. Luckily, I know where the cure is. Because I'm a pro gamer. We're gonna go in this TV, classic 90s, and then we're gonna fight this boss. And then it's just a troll. We just gotta hit him 3 times. 2 times if we get a crit. A crit would be nice. Let's see. That's the opposite of a crit, you know? You wanna relax there, but you wanna relax there, guy? Yeah, I think the PS1 is scripted to let you let the House Cup win. This game is not. You'll see that at the end. Though it has been quite some time since I played this game and haven't won the House Cup, but you can actually lose the House Cup in this game. At the end. But, oh boy. But we got our cure, we got unlucky here and hit an encounter. But we were able to run from it at least. Yeah, I think it's the Muggle Studies classroom if I remember correctly. And then we just gotta walk our way back here. You'll notice I'm utilizing these shortcuts for the most optimal paths back to the classrooms. But we got our book, we got our cure, we're fine. Dumbledore just being like, wow, we gotta like hold on to that cure for the future, we'll put it in the library. Yeah, you don't say. Alright, so that's that class done. We have one more class to do, which is History of Magic, which is also absolutely bonkers. I don't think that was in the book, no. Pretty sure that is exclusive to this game. So, History of Magic, which is bonkers in concept, is taught by Ghost. And what happens is the Ghost is talking about a specific witch or wizard named Circe, I believe, and talking about the Witch and Wizard card. Now, there was a point earlier in the game when we were in Diagon Alley that we talked to a guy who wanted to sell a Circe card. Harry brings us up in class and says, "Hey, I met someone in Diagon Alley who has a Circe card." And of course, Professor Benz, being a good professor, says, "Cool, go leave class, go take a train, go back to Diagon Alley, and go get that guy's card." So that's what we're doing. That's what our class is. This is a Game Boy Color game. Luckily, this point of Gringotts is not nearly as dangerous for us in terms of setting up stuff, so that's good. And it is the return of Chuck. This time he's different colored. Yeah, this guy's not suspicious at all. No, definitely not. Same principle, we're gonna take out the smaller rats first and then focus on the bigger one. Ooh, I got crit. Yeah, nothing bad will come from being sent to Diagon Alley to talk to a stranger who is trying to back alley sell me a card. Also, I'm 11. Nothing bad will come from that. No, most assuredly not. Of course, we get the crit there on the second hit. We kill that in 2 hits. If we can get a crit on the first hit, it'll die in 1 shot. But of course, we get it on the second hit. so it does nothing. Yes, we are super strong. We do a glitch near the beginning of the game where we skip from level 2 to level 99. We're actually level capped right now. So, we got the card from his vault again. We had to go to his vault to get it. And then he's like, thwarted again. Dastardly people. Alright, and then everyone has left class by now, by the way. Because that probably took like a day, if I had to guess. But now we are done with our class schedule, thankfully, and we're gonna get into this section. This happens in the book, but not the movie, where Draco challenges us to a wizard duel when at night. So we're gonna go do that, of course. But Hermione is saying we shouldn't be sneaking out and blah blah blah, so she follows us. Now, you'll notice here, we're in the castle and it is dark, obviously, because it's night. Now, typically, anytime the castle is dark, you can hit encounters will pop on the castle floor even, like at any point. For some reason, when we're heading down here, this is the only time that the castle is dark, but we cannot get hit with encounters. I don't know why. Also, Hagrid doesn't see us, don't worry about it. There's a teacher here on every floor, and they definitely don't see us, so just don't think too hard about it. It looks like your girlfriend's yellow chihuahua, that's funny. Yeah, he challenges us to a wizard duel just like solo, and then like in book 2, then there is like an actual segment like with the wizard dueling club. Alright, so we're gonna move specifically here. That skips a little cutscene where Draco talks, or talking about Draco. They were moving very specifically around here as to not trigger a cutscene that takes a long time, which is Filch talking, looking for us. If you're not aware of what happens in the book here at this point, Draco set us up to get in trouble. He never intended to duel us. He wanted us to sneak out after it was dark, get caught by Filch, blah blah blah. But we skipped all that. Luckily, we were able to hide out, and it's all good. But Snape and Quirrell were right there, and we hear Filch coming, so we got to run into the definitely farthest classroom for some reason. But oh dip, we got Fluffy. Scary stuff. But now, from this point forward, encounters can pop up. So you're gonna see me play it a little safe here in terms of encounters, because if we get hit with an encounter here, we have to kill it to set up a glitch. So it's best that we don't hit any. Ooh, just paused out of that one, so that's good. You'll see me try to, if I'm about to run into an encounter like that, you'll see me try to pause. Because again, it can reset the location of the enemies. It is less consistent to do that with these clouds, but it does work sometimes. This is a GBC game. Yeah, they have a GBA version of this game that is very different, but it does exist. We're gonna hug the top wall here. Should be home free. Cool. So the next segment we're gonna do is Halloween, when you know, troll in the dungeon and all that. If you're familiar with the story, in this game, I saw somebody talking about it earlier. If things go the way they should, we're not going to see. We're gonna actually no. If things go the way we should, we won't see the troll at all. We might miss a cutscene skip where we see the troll move, because that's a really tough cutscene skip to hit. But we will not be fighting the troll, unfortunately. We're going to do a glitch to set it up. I mentioned earlier that I did not want to hit any encounters, else I had to kill it. That is because in order to do the troll skip, our last encounter had to be a victory, which our last encounter as of right now was when I fought that troll to get the curse book. But if I had hit another encounter on the way, then I would have had to have done that encounter to make it a victory. So I'll try to keep it as spoiler friendly as I can. How long would this run be without the frog glitch? I think it only adds not too much, maybe 10 minutes or so. I never ran it without it, so I'm not entirely sure. So we're trying to do a cutscene skip here. I'm not very good at it, and I missed it. That's okay. We have to pause on a very specific frame, and it's a little tricky because in this game you cannot move and pause at the same time. So you have to move, stop on a very specific part, and pause on the exact frame, or else you miss it. This wastes about 20 seconds because I missed it, but it's not the end of the world. So we're gonna save here in order to set up the glitch, or we skip. And we're gonna get it first try. Nope, never mind. I thought that was it. Never mind. You have to stop on again, a very specific part. So close. That's it. Oh, I soft locked this though, I'm pretty sure actually. I forgot to enter our menu. Let me see. Pretty sure it's gonna soft lock us. So I'm just gonna have to reset it. Yep, soft locked us. That's okay. Just gotta do a quick reset there. What you have to do, so I hit the exact frame, but you have to enter your menu and back out. So like beyond the menu, you have to enter like your equipment list and then back out. In order for the game not to soft lock. So I got the right frame, but I did not get, I did not input it correctly, but I got it that time, so that's good. Not the end of the world when that happens. So yeah, we're right now that what's taking place is what occurs after the fight. Hermione loses 5 points for being too brave, but we get 5 points each for being brave enough to stop the troll on our own. It says Sorcerer's Stone because I'm running the US version of the game, but the category is known as Philosopher's Stone. But yeah, that's exactly why we saved there, just in case we either, if you don't pause on the right frame, you go right into fighting the troll, which is very slow, so you want to reset. Or, in that case, like when you soft lock by accident, it happens, so that's exactly why we save. So, troll skip completed. We gotta do one of our famous walks down to Hagrid's hut. You'll see me just try to dodge encounters if they get in our way. Well, at this point, until we get towards the Forbidden Forest / End of Norbert segment, it doesn't really matter if we hit encounters or not. It just is slower. Every encounter we hit is at least 7 seconds. If we're not able to run away from it, it's more. So, happy Christmas. Peeves is a jerk. He's gonna steal my Christmas presents. We gotta go get him back. So we're gonna go do that. Yeah, no idea why. No idea why there's so many different iterations of Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, Stone of the Wise, whatever you wanna call it. Yeah, Peeves steals our gifts, which is very rude. So we're, luckily it's only on the floor beneath us, so we don't have to go too far. Again, game gives you no indication as to where they are. And it's even, I would say this part, it's even a little bit difficult to find where they are, because you can't even talk to like NPCs because it's Christmas and everyone went home, so there's nobody there. But again, they're in the same spot every time, so it's not a big, that's not a good spot for you. That's not a good spot for you either. Can I walk around this? Yeah, just gotta wait for them to despawn. There we go. We had to get to this chest. This is being played on Game Boy Color. This is a Game Boy Color game. Yep. And unfairly, I have a problem with this. Unfairly, so our Christmas presents get stolen. It's during the day, right? And we get in trouble from Filch for sneaking around. But, like, it's Christmas and nobody's here. Can you not, like, can you just cut us a little slack? Our poltergeist just stole our presents. Anyway, we're gonna do our only shopping segment of the game right here. And the only thing that we're gonna buy is chocolate frogs, and chocolate frogs. So we're gonna buy 100. That should be enough. The reason why we buy chocolate frogs is we're gonna use card combos a bunch, and we need at least 3. card combos. And we're going to use those to utilize deathwarps and such. I'll get into that a little bit later when we get closer. But we're going to have those... We buy 100 chocolate frogs, and we're going to eat 100 chocolate frogs so that we have 100 cards. Yeah, that's where this falls into the obscure category of boss here. It doesn't... I wouldn't call this game bad. I think it's actually alright. But it is obscure because some people didn't realize it existed, and some people just don't... Like, this game isn't well played. I'd love to see this game ran more. Like I said, there's 9 people on the leaderboard currently, and I would say there's like 2 active runners at a given time. Well, we can die, which is what you'll see when we do the death warp. It's a very particular setup, and I'll get into that a little bit more when we get closer. We got our invisibility cloak, and whenever we take it off, it turns his sprite like blue weirdly. So now that we got our invisibility cloak, obviously we're going to be up to mischief, so let's go. Again, since the castle is dark now, encounters can happen. If we hit any right now, all it does is lose time, though. It doesn't ruin anything, like I said, so it's not a big deal if we hit them. I'd rather not, obviously, but it's not a big deal. Cool. I was hoping it'd spawn on my left there. Hey! Oh, I will remember, don't worry. Skyward shouting out there, because when you're coming back here, you can accidentally screw the segment up and have to restart the whole thing. When we get in a few seconds, I'll tell you a little bit about that. So again, we're level 99. We hit an encounter here, which is fine, but despite being level 99, our speed is not fast enough to outrun a good amount of stuff, like turtles, for example, which is weird, but that's the world we live in. Alright, so we're in the library here. Obviously, when you get the cloak, you want to go into the restricted section of the library, so that's where we're headed. Oh, that's a bad spot. Did this one despawn? Ah, jeez. Can't win. Alright, so we're first going to go up to this upper bookshelf because we can get something useful here, which is Petrificus Totalis. And then we're going to just touch a book on this lower shelf here and set off the alarm to progress the story. You cannot touch the librarian, or else you have to restart this whole segment. That's one thing that can ruin it. And so presumably you would say, okay, we gotta run, we gotta get back to Gryffindor Tower, right? But if you go too far up the stairs, like you follow too many floors up, you'll see Filch there, and he'll catch you, and then you have to restart this whole segment again. So that's what Skyward was saying, hey, remember, because you don't want to just instinctively go back up. What you have to do instead is you just have to magically know that you have to go in this hallway. They have fire flatulence, yep. You're asking the important questions, Palmer, that's for sure. Yep, those turtles, yep, have fire flatulence. I don't know why, but they do. This is the Mirror of Erised, obviously. Harry seeing his parents in there. We have to know to come over here. And now Filch has unblocked the way so we can make our way back up. Get caught in the corner there. And then make our way back up to Gryffindor Tower. I don't know what this orb is, also, so... Oh, I was trying to avoid that, but I didn't stop moving, so... Hey, we were able to outrun that turtle, at least, so... Hey, we made it back safe. Alright, so next is one of our longest segments in the game, maybe our actual longest segment in the game, which is this whole Norbert part. Obviously, if you know the story, Hagrid gets a dragon egg from a suspicious individual. That ends up hatching into a dragon. We just have to deal with that. Obviously, we did not see Draco over there, even though us as the player did. Harry did not, for whatever reason. This begins a segment of walking to Hagrid's like 3 times in a row, I think. So, hope you like Hagrid's hut. Make our way down here. Harry Potter week? Yeah, something like that. Draco looks like a legitimate rat. That's what I always say. Like, they did a great job because I think he's supposed to kind of look like a rat, and his like profile sprite is very rat-like, so commended. Alright, so there's a dragon egg in the fire. Because, you know, it's a dragon, so it needs flames. And it hatches! And of course, you know, when a dragon hatches, it's definitely hungry. And again, it's our job to feed it. So we're gonna run out here. Oh snap, Draco's here spying. Alright, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, he needs to eat chickens. Chickens spawn right here, roughly. So I'm gonna scooch up here. I'm gonna use, the good thing is, when you use the chocolate frogs from your menu, all you have to do is click to eat one and it eats them all. So we don't have to hit 101 different frogs, luckily. And this is a long segment. Chickens. Norbert needs 5 chickens to eat, okay? Now, you'd think, you know, as a normal individual, alright, 5 chickens, no problem. There are 3 on the screen right here, right? So we only need to hit 1 more encounter's worth of chickens. Unfortunately, defeating 3 chickens only gives you 1 chicken as an item, so we have to kill 15 chickens here. Skyward saying, remember to save there. There is a chance that you can crash the game by doing this, so that's why we save, just in case we do crash the game. This is where Petrificus Totalis comes in handy. These chickens are not dangerous. They can only do 0, 1, or 2 damage if they crit, sometimes. But if we freeze them, we get to skip their turns, so that's why we freeze them. That's 2 chickens. I'm mainly saying that out loud so I don't forget how many I've killed. A GBC game can, in fact, crash, yeah. This game can crash. It doesn't happen very often on the split, knock on wood, but it does happen. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So they both broke out at the same time, which is just a little bit slow because that last chicken's gonna get a turn now. Yeah, I also run Pokemon Red, that's correct. So that's 3 chickens. We're on our 4th set of chickens, almost done. There we go. Yeah, like all these are one-shots too, so if you see a crit pop up, doesn't do anything like that. Doesn't help us at all. 4 chickens. Right? Yeah, 4. That was the end of the 4th one. And here's the 5th chicken. I would say the hardest part of this segment is remembering how many chickens that you've killed, honestly. Alright. Obviously, if a chicken breaks out early on its own, you target that one first. If you don't, then it gets a turn next turn. You don't want that. It takes time. Alright, that's the last chicken, so we're done with that. Oh, that chicken got in our way. I know, you guys are sad about the chickens being over. But the game can't be too much fun, alright? Can't be too fun. Alright, so Norbert's got his chickens. It looks like he was fine eating his pillow, but whatever. The top 5-piece nugget meal. Damn, I'm hungry now. Anyway. So, what they're trying to set up is that... I don't know why I always feel the need to explain what's happening in the story. Most people know what happens in Harry Potter, but I just like to. So Ron has an older brother named Charlie who works with dragons. So he contacts Charlie via Outpost that we have a dragon here. We got to figure out what to do with it. So we're gonna go tell Hagrid, hey, Charlie's gonna come pick up your dragon, or his associates is gonna come pick up your dragon. So we're gonna go back to Hagrid's hut and go tell him that. Yeah, this is the real chicken dinner. Well, that's alright. You know, I mean, it's cool if your knowledge on Harry Potter is limited. That's perfectly fine. I am a massive Harry Potter fan as well, so I'm very familiar with the plot points of the game, so I think that's part of it. I just like to do that. Oh no, Norbert escaped, by the way, so we got another side scroller here where we have to catch Norbert while flying on our broom. This one's a little bit easier than the tree one, because it can only one pops on the screen at a time, really. However, you can't like do a true one cycle of it if you don't get hit by a flame. For some reason, Norbert gets a little speed boost here, so me getting hit by that flame actually doesn't lose any time at all because he gets that speed boost. So like we get close here, and for some reason he speeds up, so we can't catch him yet, but we're on the path to being able to catch him. So that's actually the quote-unquote one cycle. That's about as fast as you can catch Norbert, so. Alright. Now today's the day where we go get Norbert and return him so they can pick him up. This is going to set up a very, very important glitch in the game as well. This glitch coming up is called lighting. So, lighting. It's called so because what the glitch does, if done successfully, is that it illuminates the castle, making it so that there are no encounters on the floor. Like I said earlier, if the castle is dark, encounters can pop up anywhere. If the castle is not dark, then encounters will not pop up on the floors, making it much safer for us. It also does a death warp, and we're going to try to do we do the glitch from Hagrid's hut. That's unfortunate. Alright, there we go. We do the glitch from Hagrid's hut, which is illuminated, which is why the glitch is set up there. We're gonna go this way. And if done correctly as well, it warps us from Hagrid's hut to the 4th floor of the castle instantly. So, that's the death warp portion. To do this, it's a frame-specific trick. Similar to like an RNG manipulation, you have to do it like within a perfect set of frames. So you're gonna hear shortly that I'm gonna be using something called the flow timer, which is developed by Stringflow, who's very active in the Pokemon community. And you're gonna hear 5 beeps when I do the glitch, set up the glitch, which is just indicating to me the specific frame I'm supposed to tap my input on. In order to do this, so we're going to go pick up the box that has Norbert in it, and we're actually going to have to save and quit because we cannot have an encounter in our quote-unquote bank for this glitch to work. So we got the box, we're going to save, and we're going to reset. Alright. Just going to focus on trying to get this for a second, and then I'll talk about it a little bit more. Cool, we got it. We can actually, so we utilize the card combo thing there again, like you saw. In this case, we did not have an encounter that the game is running memory off of. So the game is very confused. You end up fighting 3 of yourself, and if you do it on a specific frame, you will go through with attacking a version of Harry, which the damage then bounces to you. Um, if it does that, it kills you because you don't really have health in that state. And if it does actually go through with an attack, then it kills you, sends you to the hospital wing. And now you'll notice the castle's supposed to be dark. It's nighttime right now, but it is not. So that saves us some encounters there. That also, if you do it on the wrong frame, it won't attack you, and it will just soft lock instead. Like one of the foe Harrys will just perform an attack that goes off into the nebula, which just soft locks. So, from this point forward, we're gonna do that glitch 3 times. We would really love if we don't hit another encounter between this time and the last time that we do the glitch. That is very difficult to do because we're going to have a segment coming up where we are in the Forbidden Forest, which has a lot of like narrow pathways where encounters can pop up and ruin you. Encounters can only pop up on walkable paths. If those paths are narrow, then there's less space for them to pop up, therefore less space for you to escape. We're going to attempt to try to go through this segment without hitting any encounters whatsoever, which is very difficult. But if we do hit an encounter, it is not the end of the world. We just have to set up the glitch again. So yeah, so what that glitch does, it makes it so we don't have encounters, but it also skips us walking from Hagrid's hut. Oh, I forgot this part. Walking from Hagrid's hut to the castle and then going up from the bottom floor of the castle to the top floor of the castle. It saves us about 2 minutes of walking, I would say, maybe 2.5. Yeah, rip to the house points, for sure. Again, it is supposed to be dark right now. If you remember in the story, this is our detention in the Forbidden Forest, where you only go in the Forbidden Forest during the dark time, but the castle is illuminated, and then when we walk outside, it's going to be light too. Now, unfortunately, even when it's light outside, you can still hit encounters in the grass field, so that setting up for the long versions of these glitches to keep working can be ruined while walking to Hagrid's hut, which is unfortunate, but it can happen. Oof! You see that? Almost touched me. So, we're getting ready to enter the forest here. It's just walking and escaping encounters, basically. It's just a longer segment, so... we're gonna pick up one item near the beginning of the forest, which will make our end game a little bit safer. Which is just a pepper up potion that heals some of our magic points. Here we go. Oh, we got the glide too. Look at that. Swaggy glide. Alright. I like to hesitate there a little bit just to make it spawn not in this path instead. And like I said, I like to hug the top walls because it shrinks our hitbox. You'll notice... Oh boy, just making sure. You'll notice that our hitbox is our whole body, but when you walk and hug top walls, a good portion of our body is obscured by an unwalkable area. So that makes our hitbox tinier to be able to be hit by an encounter. Yeah, there is a few little cutscenes here, but it's just walking through basically. Again, just trying to avoid encounters as best as we can. Talking to centaurs. Yeah, Skyward's bringing up an interesting point here. Our old path actually has just boost to 90 and not 99. Which means that we would get health bonuses from leveling up, because whenever you level up, your health your health and things are restored. So since we're level 99 and can't level up anymore, that can't happen here. So we just get some items for safety just in case. Whenever we do a death warp, though, we are healed. So that's good. You saw there, we hit an encounter, unfortunately, so that just means we have to set up the glitch again. That loses us about 30 seconds of time. if it goes right the first time. Whenever we have to set up this lighting glitch for the second time, for whatever reason, we're still trying to test out why. It appears to be a little bit more volatile. Sometimes, even if you hit the perfect frame, it won't work, which requires you to load the game, resave, and then try again. Hopefully, when we do it, we won't run into that issue, though. Oop, there we go. It doesn't matter if we hit encounters at this point now, it's just slow. I don't know what that is. I wish I had an answer, but I don't know what it is. Alright, so this is like, so basically this is the end part of the forest, and then we have to walk our way back. If anyone ever, you know, is interested in like testing for glitches and warps and stuff like that for this game, if you ever find a way to skip this Forbidden Forest section as a whole, it would be life-saving. Like, this is the most annoying part of the run for sure, especially if you're on like a record pace and then you hit an encounter and then you just lose 30 seconds automatically, plus the time of the encounter. So yeah, Sky would bring up the point there that first lighting, the one we did already, is far more consistent than second lighting, and we're still trying to figure out why, but it just is at this point. Though lighting has come a long way, we used to just, the record previously would just use lighting and would hope for the best. It wouldn't do timed frames or anything like that. It would just hope that it worked. So that would kill runs very easily. But now, using this flow timer and working with the task to figure out what specific frames trigger the proper lighting response, we're able to time out when it should theoretically work. Again, we don't know why. For some reason, the second lighting is not as consistent, but we're trying to figure that out actively. All right. And then hug the top wall. Walking back to Hagrid's hut here again. All right, so we're gonna enter the hut. We're gonna save, and we're gonna try to set this glitch up again. We're gonna try our best. Where is it? Wow, okay. I have to reset there because I'm not used to that. We have so many items. Actually, I'm going to do a quick reset there. We have so many items that it's not on the usual page it is. So I was thrown off by that. So we're just going to reset that again one more time. Apologies. Alright, come on. Come on, game. Give it to me. So that's what the soft lock looks like, unfortunately. So, we're going to do just a plain reload, and then resave, and then attempt to set up the glitch again. Alright. Everyone give me your spirit bomb level energy to make sure this glitch works. Come on, glitch. That's another soft lock. So we got to do another resave and a reload. This is why the estimate is pretty generous, in case things like this were to happen. And it's unfortunate because this is completely out of my control. I'm setting up the glitch in a proper way, but there's not much we can do about it. All right, come on. Yes, channel your energy to me and to Harry. Come on. Tell you what, we'll try one more time and then we're just gonna walk of shame it, I think. Keep sending on that energy, y'all. Come on, Harry. Channel the power of your father and mother. Make this work. Come on. Come on, baby. Yes! There it is. We did it. Thank you so much for your spirit. First try. Game is so easy. You know, it is valuable though. Now you got to see what the game looked like when it soft locks when that glitch doesn't work. So, it's all very important. It's all for knowledge. Ah, that's what it was. We needed to channel Grayskull. Good to know. So, when that glitch works correctly, and again, it sets us up and completes a death warp. It lights up the castle, which should be dark right now. And, it skips us from Hagrid's hut to the 4th floor because we technically died. Okay, so we can, there's only this little segment from here into the castle where we could hit an encounter. If we did, we'd have to do the glitch again a 3rd time. So we're gonna play it extra safe, but it's only this little small segment. It's not like the forest. All right. Cool, we're safe. So now we don't have to set the glitch up again. It'll just work automatically. Yeah, I know that glitch is a little bit hard to explain. Just to give it a little bit more detail to try to help clear it up a little bit. The reason why we save and quit to set up that glitch is because the game cannot acknowledge that we had another encounter, or else what will happen is what we did the glitch earlier. It will duplicate the fight. It won't enter into that glitch state. So it will either give us it will just re-give us the rewards that we got from that last fight that we interred and things like that. If when we reset the game does not save the memory of your last encounter. So it brings us into that glitch state where it's Harry fighting 3 other Harrys. And then it's like a 50-50 shot almost whether or not it works. To do the layman explanation. Like I said, we have specific frames that we know that glitch is supposed to work properly, but whenever we have to set it up the 2nd time, it's much more volatile. It doesn't seem to follow the same rules, and we're trying to figure out why. Alright, so we're gonna do our 3rd and final death warp here. There is a chance, just as a warning, that when I do this death warp, it puts the game in like a glitchy state where the screen flickers. So if you have a sensitivity to flickering screens and lights, just beware. It also might not, so hopefully we won't have to worry about it. Alright, it didn't, so we're fine. And for whatever reason, instead of warping us to the 4th floor, to the hospital wing, it warps us right to the door we need to be in. So, not sure why, and it changes the trajectory in this case, but it makes it fast for us, so that's good. Alright, so Devil Snare. Pretty standard fight. What we're going to do is we're going to petrify all three and then take out the smaller mobs and then fight the big one. We're going to use Incendio for all because it's fire. If the big one breaks out before we kill the smaller ones, we got to repetrify. So that's good. It didn't. So that helps. And then if we crit on the big one right here, we can one-shot it. And we didn't get the crit, so we two-shot it. Only Harry in this game, no companions at all. Of course we get the crit on the second hit, again. So useless. Anyways. Alright, so that's challenge 1 done of the bottom portion where we're making our way to the Sorcerer's Stone. Challenge 2, this one is my least favorite by far, is a flying segment where we have to get a key to unlock this door. It's completely RNG, and there's so many keys that just ruin you. So we just try to sneak by as much as we can. Come on, there we go. My general strategy is to hug the side here, because as keys fly off, they don't usually come back. Unless they're in like a circle pattern like this one. Alright, so we're at the top, and then that's obviously the key we need. There we go. That can go really fast or really slow. That was pretty slow, unfortunately. Well, that's our last flying portion of the game. Now we get our Wizard's Chest segment, which Harry just ignores and walks whatever amount of spaces he wants. We fight 3 chess pieces here. We hope for as many crits as we can get, honestly, in these segments, because every crit is going to save us time, like that one. That's a great one. We actually got a useful crit. Wow. This is typically a 3-shot. It's going to 2-shot now. Each crit saves us like 4 seconds or so. 3 or 4 seconds. The Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Game Boy Color game does let you have Ron and Hermione as companions, which is good. But in this game, nope. Nice. Alright, a crit here saves us a little time. Come on. Hey, 2 crits so far. That's great. That's right. Harry is definitely Beyonce. Alright, last chess piece here. Which we just, our zero cost Flipendo spell to death, basically. I believe so, and it was 2 different companies, Belinder, that were making the games, so the games are completely different. No crits on this bad boy, but we got 2 crits, so it's hard to complain. We can actually 5-shot that if we get high rolls on our damage, but we got a lot of low rolls, so we had to 6-shot it. So that's like the slowest possible fight, unless we get misses. But that's alright. Alright, so we're gonna grab potion here, just for safety. That's a health potion. Then we have this little potion mini game, which is like another game called Mind Something. Shout it out if you know it, because I never remember the name of the game when I talk to people about it, but you'll see what I mean in a second. That one. Wait, I skipped one, that's why I got thrown off 1 second. There we go. We got it. Mastermind. Yeah, Mastermind. That's it. Not Minecraft. When I was doing my ESA run, I'm going to save here just to be safe. When I was doing my ESA run, we kept saying Minesweeper, which is not it at all. Yeah, my favorite part in the movie is where Harry sits down at a table and plays Mastermind. Okay. So we have 2 more fights in the game, and then it's the end. So we fight Quirrell, and then we fight Voldemort. We use the same strategy for both, which you'll see me set up here. First, we're going to paralyze. Then we have a poison spell called Mucus Ad Nauseam. So when we hit it, it doesn't break out of paralysis necessarily, and then it stacks damage. So we're actually going to use the poison spell 3 times, so that every turn he is poisoned up to 40 damage. Unfortunately, he broke out naturally there, so we got to reparalyze. And we're going to use 1 more poison spell. I'm going to set up, what's our health is pretty low, so let's do that. And then we're going to enemy attack skip and let that damage just cascade. So you see it's just stacking up, and then he's dead. That was actually a pretty good one. He only broke out once, which is not terrible. And then we're going to do the same thing with Voldemort. Gonna paralyze him. We're gonna poison him 3 times. There was a Chamber of Secrets game that has the same methodology for Game Boy Color. The Game Boy Advance one, again, very different. I'm gonna use an item here too, just to make sure I have enough. They can break out during this part, which is why you just would have to go in, reparalyze, then just set it up again. Oh, he broke out again. That's unfortunate. We're gonna... Oh my god, a crit? Oh boy, we have a chance of dying here, actually. Oh, I forgot to reparalyze too. Oops. Luckily, we're fine. That was a mess. But we're fine. And that's time. Yeah, we did it earlier in the run. If you missed it, basically enemy attack skip, what that is if you use an item or flee, if you press A on a specific frame, you can skip your enemy's turn. And when we have the damage stacked up like that, we're just repeatedly skipping his turn over and over again, and the damage is stacking. Like I mentioned, there is a chance that you can just lose the cup outright. Like I said, it's been a while since I've lost the cup, though, so I just want to see if we did it. Nope, we won. We won. We got the true ending, but there is a chance that you can lose. There is a chance. But yeah, that is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Color. Just a couple shout-outs again, if you don't mind. One, if you're interested in this game, I would love to see more runners in the community. I'm a very active member myself. We do have a Harry Potter speedrun, a Harry Potter handheld speedrunning Discord, which if you go to the speedrun page of this, you can join. Would love to see more runners in this category. Again, wanted to shout out StringFlow for the development of the flow timer, which we use for our frame perfect tricks. Just wanted to shout out the organizers of this event. Love when events give us a platform to show games that aren't as popular, in order to create some more public interest for them and just to get them out there in the world. So thank you so much to Palmer and everyone who is behind the event for organizing it, and thank you to RPG Limit Break for demonstrating that for us as well. And finally, I'll just plug myself. If you like this, I run other Game Boy Color games like Pokemon and this game. I'm starting to learn a SpongeBob speedrun. There's going to be more speedruns in my future. So my name is KonceptioN2. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitch if you'd like to hang out and join me on some of our wacky runs. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.